Let me read this. The battle between vicious spirits and strong-willed queens that started in the award-winning The Queen of Blood and continued in the stunning The Reluctant Queen comes to a gripping conclusion in The Queen of Sorrow, which is Nayleen because her kids were kidnapped. Uh-oh, I got a kitty meowing at me. Queen Delena has yearned to bring peace and prosperity to her beloved forest home, a hope that seemed doomed when neighboring forces invaded Arete. Now, with the powerful Queen Naylin ruling by her side, Delena believes that her dream of ushering in a new era can be realized, even in a land plagued by malevolent nature spirits who thirst for the end of human life. But then Naylin's children are kidnapped by spirits. Naylin would rather watch the world burn than let her children be harmed, and is ready to start a war with the North to see them returned. But defeated Queen Maricot of Simo has grander plans than a bloody battle with her southern neighbors. Taking the children is merely one step in a plot to change the future of all Renthia, either by ending the threat of spirits once and for all, or by plunging the world into chaos. Want to see the kitty? Kitty, 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 kitty. There's the kitty. And I thought somebody was coming in. It's a cat. Anyways, the main characters, Delena and Naylin. I don't know if I'm saying them right. That's how I said them. They finish up, or the story finishes up their story, and gets them settled. The thing is this is the third and final book, and it opens up 3 new queens in the, I don't know if you call them countries or provinces or areas surrounding where the main characters are, because there's one land and then there's different, it's broken up into different sections and has different queens. So then by the end of the book, it brings in a little bit of information about these other 3 queens that rule these different areas and have never met the 3 in this book, 3 main queens characters. Also, the one queen in this book is dethroned, I guess. I forget the word that they use. Abdicated. Anyways. And then you don't know what she's going to do now, because now she's lost. She always thought she'd be queen. She became queen of another area, country. And now, it's like, what is she going to do? But this is the third and final book. So the book does finish up the main character stories, but we're kind of left open to the fact that there's 3 other queens here with their own sets of problem, and now a 4th queen that's no longer a queen, and what is she gonna do? She's used to ruling. So anyways, it's a really good story, despite the fact that we're kind of left hanging a bit. I didn't find the 3rd book as good as the first 2, and I noticed that a lot on Goodreads. A lot of people felt the same way, but it's still good. It's a good story. I recommend it. They are in power. The queens have to take power over the spirits and keep them from destroying all humankind. The spirits are like wood spirits, earth spirits, water spirits, fire spirits, and this last book sort of gives the history of where the spirits came from. There's also the wolf, Dane, and it gives almost the answers to where he came from, and the first queen and what she was trying to do with the land. And they don't find out, of course, how she dies, which would have been interesting, but they would have had to have some proof from a very long time ago of how she died. This book has, okay, the kids are kidnapped. Naylin's kids are kidnapped by one of the other queens. They're not hurt, but she takes them for leverage. And Naylin is a queen, right? And she goes berserk and she has control over these spirits. So this isn't good, you know? And she ends up doing a whole mass of destruction, which is very unqueenly. You know, she has to keep her head because since her kids were kidnapped and then she kind of lost it, that means that there was a lot of death and a lot of destruction, which I understand. Anybody can understand that her kids were kidnapped and taken and she doesn't know if they're dead or alive. But as a queen, you got to keep a level head and figure out next steps, not just go berserk and let your emotions overrule everything, and therefore people and get killed and land gets destroyed because she wasn't, the spirits were all riled up because she was riled up, and therefore you know, everything, so much stuff was destroyed and land was destroyed. And then when spirits die, some of the land dies. The spirits are bound to the earth and certain areas of the earth. So if a spirit dies, in that area dies because the spirits are what keep, well, you got earth spirits and water spirits, they keep the land alive and thriving. So if one of them dies, the area of earth that they were bound to dies also. So then you have to get other spirits, the queen has to get other spirits to come along and clean up the mess. So I found Nathan kind of a little bit or emotionally immature, and anyways, Champion Ven, we meet his sister, which was cute. She's a kind of a fun character, and his mother, who is a very stern character, and there's a bit of a love affair for the queen's sister, Arin, I believe her name is. Not a love affair, a bit of romance. She kind of finds someone that she's very attracted to. Anyways, that's a good read. So I finished up The Queen of Sorrow, and it is the third book in the series by Sarah Beth Durst. Now, the third book, and I like the first two better. It's good. Don't get me wrong, it is good. It's just, I like the first two better. They seemed a little bit more in depth. I gotta go. A lot of the glass frames were round, completely round. A lot of them are plastic and round, which I didn't really like on me. There's a lot of cat eye glasses right now that come up to the flare. Mostly all round. Almost all the glasses I looked at were round. Very, very just round. They remind me of Mr. Magoo. If you're of the age or know who Mr. Magoo is, he wore big round glasses, and I just don't care for the Mr. Magoo. And like I say, these are a little low on me, but considering what I had to pick from, they're going to do. The trouble with these is the bottom being bifocal. They are very magnified down here, which means that any of my little wrinkles are very magnified too. But on the convenient side, it means that I have more space down here for the bifocal side of things, for looking down and having things enlarged for reading. And wrinkles enlarged. Oh well, my wrinkles would be larger than life. I don't know. I really didn't care for how far they come down. I wish they were cut about here, but it seems like the selections right now, for me anyways, I mean other people might love the selection out there, but for me, I have a cat on my foot. I wasn't crazy about them. I had my glasses tightened up, which you can see right there. You're digging. This one, not so bad. It's funny because I can feel that one on that side. I didn't feel that one there bothering me. It's not quite as red. I've had my glasses off just a few seconds. That means I gotta go back up to Hakeem's and get them tightened up again.